Hey there guys, this is Lorenzo Dozier, aka the author of 31 Days to Live in the Kill All Project. Please be sure to go to my mention section below this video and be sure to get these books, 31 Days to Live by me, and also the Kill All Project. Anyway, thank you for the support, thank you for the comments, sharing, giving me your thoughts on my content, and continue to pass this information around to anybody that may need it, including myself, because sometimes when I make these videos, it's not just for you guys. Sometimes we have to vent a little, and sometimes it could be for me. So let's talk about guilt. Now, I know this episode might be quite familiar because it sounds a little bit like season 1's episode of episode 5, Biggest Critic. And I know a lot of you guys feel guilty about something. First of all, why do you feel guilty? What is the purpose of your guilt? You got to understand why you're feeling some type of way about a situation that you may have done that was probably good in the beginning, and now you feel bad about it. That's where the guilt is. You know, when you suddenly cring up in your heart, or suddenly feel anxious, or hesitant about what to do next. What am I supposed to go from here? That's what I'm going to be speaking about. Guilt. So first thing first, what is guilt? Well, guilt is basically something that you have done that you know that probably is not the best thing to do, may not be right in the beginning, but you go and do it anyway, and then eventually you feel some type of way about it, and then it bothers you. It leads to mental health issues such as stress, aggravation, depression, anxiety, because you're feeling bothered by something that you probably had no business doing. You may have seen the red flags in the beginning, but you chose to ignore the red flags. You went forward with the action, and now you're suffering on the inside because of your consequences. So let's go over that. A few things to deal with this guilt when you're doing something that you're not supposed to be doing. First, 3 questions that you need to ask yourself when you're feeling guilty. 1, is it true? Should I feel guilty about what I did? 2, how do I feel? Why am I feeling this way? Should I feel this way? This all ties into each other, so I still count it as 2, even though I said 3 things. And last but not least, 3, where do I go from here? So, when you're feeling guilty, who do you turn to for when you're dealing with that problem? Do you keep it to yourself? Do you look to speak to somebody else that you could trust, like a friend, a family member? Do you go to a therapist? Because, you know, a lot of people actually have taken that route. Some people don't believe in a therapist because they feel, oh, if I vent my problems to a complete stranger, what are they going to do? Are they just sitting in a chair getting paid to hear myself rant? And how did they suddenly come up with the answer? Did they play back things that I originally said and basically gave it back to me, and then suddenly I found out the solution. The solution was there the whole time. Why did I waste my time with that therapist when I could have did it myself? There's nothing wrong with going to a therapist because, you know, their job is to help you as much as the next person. And sometimes the next person can't really help you. Sometimes you need to turn to a extended outlet outside of people that you know, like your family and friends, the typical 2 groups of people that you turn to. You know, for spiritual purposes, people turn to God. Prayer is real. Prayer actually does work. Now, I'm not pushing my beliefs on you, but me personally, as a believer, I do feel that from past experiences with things that I have done that I may not be proud with, prayer has helped with me. Sometimes you got to sit back and think. Speak your mind. Yell a little. But don't sit there and beat yourself up about something that you can't change. I have said this in previous videos in the past about sometimes you can't change what happened back then. Sometimes you just gotta let it go. Let it go, like Elsa from Frozen. There goes a cheap plug for you. Sometimes you have to just move on. And I know it's easier said than done because it's like, oh, You don't understand me. You have to be in my shoes. You have to go feel what I feel. You have to go through what I go through to understand me. Yeah, maybe there's some truth to it. Maybe I have to experience what you dealt with to understand with what you're going through. But I'm telling you right now, as a person that has dealt with problems in the past, maybe not as much as the next person, but I too have dealt with things that I experienced over the years growing up. But I've tried my best not to let it get to me. Experience get to my head. Bad choices get to my head. Bad decisions corrupt my heart and to make me feel that the world is out to get me, that I'm getting punishment for my behavior, and that I deserve what I'm going through. Now, I'm not saying that you deserve everything that you're going through, but if you did put yourself out there in a situation, especially with one that you already know, then yes, unfortunately, you do deserve what you're going through. But who is to say that you need to continue to deal with it? I'm not telling you, oh, you deserve this, and then you should stay in that problem. No. You went through the punishment. Now it's time to get out of the punishment. Whatever you feel guilty about now, it's time to put that beside you. You can't change what happened a couple of minutes ago, because a couple of minutes later is the future. The future is now. The future is now. What you did 5 minutes ago was the past. What you did 3 minutes ago was the past. What you did literally a minute ago was the past. Why should you carry that burden? Why should you continue to keep this on your shoulders? Why should you carry something heavy on your chest? These are just some things to think about when you're dealing with guilt. Okay. Lastly, it's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to mess up. That's what makes us human. We're not perfect. If anybody says that they're perfect, they're a liar. Because if you're perfect, then you never dealt with problems. You never went out there and experienced life. You're basically a saint. And to be honest, we're not saints, including myself. We're all not saints. We all did things that we're not proud of. We all did things that we sit around and beat ourselves up about. But we need to just pick ourselves up and get it together, because we're supposed to be helping one another out, not putting each other down, not ridiculing the next person, not judging the next person, not saying, oh, you are going to get this done to you because you did that. Okay, cool. Maybe I am going to get this done to me because I did that. But who's you to tell me that I deserve it, I should continue to be suffering and dealing with this, and you're not God Almighty, because only God could judge me. Not that I'm saying that you should justify your actions. You shouldn't be justifying your actions or blaming or pointing fingers of doing things. Own up to your actions. Don't be guilty about the choices that you made. And if you do feel bad about what you've been through, speak about it. Doesn't hurt to speak about your problems. But my advice to you is to speak about it to the people that you actually do trust. Don't just talk about this amongst just anybody, because anybody that broadcasts their business out there, 9 times out of 10, that person or people are waiting for you to mess up at any given time and use what you just shared to them against you. Anyway, that's all the time I had. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Catch me for episode 4 coming soon. And I'm looking forward to the summer, because I'll be doing some more outside videos. And hopefully I will be sharing you some interesting photos of my traveling. That's coming soon. Anyway, once again, be sure to get this book, The Kill All Project, which is on Amazon, Barnes & Nobles, and wherever books are sold. And also get its first book, 31 Days to Live by Me. I appreciate the support. Thank you guys for the comments, love, share, like, comment, and be sure to continue watching Keeping It Real with Team Awesome. I'm out, guys.